All right, welcome. It is Letso, a night out with the stars. It's a Friday night in July 26th of 2024, and we are here with all of the stars on Passive. And we just listened to a YouTube video that talked about the journey and holding pattern, the season we're in. And if you get a chance, go to ONPASSIVE Nation, and it's on there. You guys are perfect. And whether how much you believe or you don't believe, it really doesn't matter. But I think you would really get the feeling out of listening to it. But I thank everybody for coming. My name is Ron Halbert. I'm in Orlando, Florida, and I have my beautiful co-host up in the corner. Minu, say hello, Minu.
Hello, everybody. Thank you for being here with us. We appreciate you.
And we have some great people on here tonight. We have Mike Ellis, Colorado, with us. Thanks for joining us, Mike. And we have the usual on here that's usually with us, and we're glad everybody's here. The topic tonight is, I don't know how I come up with it, but especially after I listened to that video, it's all in on passive. Okay. It's like you do some soul searching and you say, okay, am I all in this? Or am I just somewhat in this? Yeah, sure. Something might happen. I'll stick with it maybe a little while. Are you like a lot of us that it's going to happen? I'm all in. It's like a poker game. You take all your chips and you shove them in there and you say, okay, Ash, here's all my chips. Let's go. So that's what the topic is. And that's what I'm thinking about people sharing is how far they're in. Are you really 100% in? Can you wait? What if this takes another year? Okay. You're going to wait? Are you all in? What if it takes 30 days? Aren't you going to be glad that you waited? You know, some people have been in here over five. Marty DeGarmo's been in here with 5.5 years with Mike Ellis, I think, same time, and Street, and several people that have been here 6 years. And I think I'm going on 4 years. I'm not sure. I'm not very good at math right now. But even though we have to, you have to still make a living. And I understand that. And I want people to understand that. We're 100% in and we're going to wait. But you gotta do something to have income for your family because you got to eat, you got to pay bills and everything else. So whether you go out and get a full-time work job, job, or you take a part-time job, or you do networking. Okay, that's my thing. I can't physically work a full-time job. I've finally figured that out, and so I do my networking on the side of companies that have been in for a long time. But it doesn't mean that I'm not 100% in on passive. So, because I'll be here to the end. I'll be here till I meet my maker, and I will stand 100% next to Ask Farah and do anything I can to make his road easier and less bumpier if I could. But he's got it handled. If he tells you, I got it handled, it's a done deal. You can trust it. You can trust it. Okay? And as a retired cop, cops are the biggest skeptics in the world. You know, and but I'm telling you, folks, in my cop gut, 68-year-old cop gut, I believe this man will do what he says he's going to do. We just need to wait. We need to be patient, and we need to stand by him, stand up, not listen to the naysayers. Okay. Somebody starts talking trash, turn them off. That's why they put remotes on TVs and they put mouses out here on computers. You just change the channel. You don't need to listen to the negative. When that lady did a video on me a few weeks ago, it about put me in a hospital. I got so pissed off. Excuse me. So mad. But Marty, Marty get on the phone with me and they calmed me down. Don't worry about it, man. She's not worth it. And he was right. So, and the only reason I listened to it is somebody sent it to me. So really didn't know what it was about. And I about climbed the walls when I was listening to it. But just stay in there, stay focused, share it. Just because we're on hold doesn't mean you can't share on passive with everybody you see. Okay. Think about what happened before you didn't have the OES system. Mike can tell you back when they had, it was called Go Founders or whatever it was, you didn't have all these fancy things that you could share with people. Okay. Well, look at the business that these guys built, having very little, in the thousands. So we're here to stay. We're all in. So if you would like, since we're on this platform, we can raise hands. Okay. But first of all, I'm going to ask Mike if he'd share a few things with us. Mike Ellis, can you share some stuff with us?
Yeah, sure, Ron. Absolutely. I I didn't know a video was done about you, Ron.
Oh
Uh,
yeah, yeah.
no. Let me
I'll
finish.
send it to you.
I don't want to. I don't want to see it. I don't look at that stuff. Uh, but I need to tell you that when that happens, you've arrived. You're doing something right. Um,
Yeah, yeah.
I, I've I've had people sending me stuff for 5 years. I don't look at
Wow.
any. I don't look at any of it. I don't care what people say. I know who I am. I know where I'm at, and I know what unpassive is. Uh, and if you think we've gotten a little bit of that, think about what Mr. Mufar has gotten. He's had to go through the ringer for the last 6 years, and it's not gotten any better ever. And it's still really, really bad right now. The negative stuff, it's out there. Now, I don't look at it. I don't think Mr. Mufar looks at it. It's just not a big deal because we know who we are and where we're at. Where I'd like to start, and by the way, the video you played, Ron, was very, very good. The guy was, he sounded like an unpassive affiliate or founder. He talked about prophecy. Everything he talked about is in the Bible. It's in the Word of God. It's not new, even though for him it's new, and that's okay. But he was very, very good. And when I start to think about the journey of unpassive, where we're all out, and he talked about being stagnant, getting to that place where you're stagnant and you don't know what to do. That should never happen in unpassive, and I'll get into that a little bit. But I want to start with unpassive, where we are, what we're doing, and Ash came on, and he really did give us a lot of information the last 3 or 4 weeks. I mean, he's given us a ton of information as far as what's going on with unpassive, what's happening with unpassive, and why he needs to take the time to do the things he needs to do before he does the final launch of unpassive and everything starts to flow. Now, when we listen to Ash, and I'm not going to get into the specifics, he said some things the last couple of weeks. I don't know if anybody caught it, but I'm not going to go there today. It's just not important. It's not important whether you caught it or you didn't catch it. I think the one thing that everybody here will acknowledge is that Mr. Mufara, he did not give a date when we were launching, period. Okay? Could be a couple of days, could be a couple of weeks, could be a few months. We don't know. It is not going to be a couple of years. Now, if you listen to Ash talk the other day, at the very end, Chris came on and said, yeah, everything's going to be great when we launch in 2028. And of course, Chris thought that was funny. And Ash corrected him very, very quickly. No. We're not going to 2028. This is going to happen a lot quicker than that. And I thought he thought it was humorous, but not that humorous. Ash wanted to make it very, very clear. No, we're not that far out. And when we think about what Mr. Mufar is doing and what he's going through, the first thing I would say is you need to give Mr. Mufara a little grace, okay? And when I say that, what I mean is don't expect to hear from Mr. DeGarmo every single week. He is working extremely hard right now to get the things done that need to get done, the necessary things that need to get done. And if you don't hear from Ash for a week or 2 weeks or even 3 weeks, don't panic about that. ONPASSIVE today is golden. Everything is going to happen, and it's going to happen in a timely manner. And again, we don't know what that time frame is. It's probably not as long as you think. Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. I don't know. But Mr. Mufara, just give him a little bit of room. Let him breathe. Let him do what he's doing. And don't panic if you don't hear from Ash in a week or two. I don't think it'll ever go 3 weeks because Ash, I just think he has a lot of information to share with everybody. And as these things progress, he's going to come on and give us an update of what's happening. So as we think about Mr. Mufara and what he's doing, back off a little bit. Don't panic. I think it's really, really important that we do these meetings that we're having with Ron and Minnow and Marty and Red and a lot of the other affiliates that are out there, that we stay engaged with each other. It's really good when we talk to each other. It really is. And it kind of smooths things out. And I want to get to that place. The gentleman that Ron had on earlier, he talked about stagnation. And I want to talk about where we are and what each and every one of us can be doing and why. For me personally, as soon as I understood that ONPASSIVE was having some issues, there was some ugly stuff going on within ONPASSIVE, and Mr. Mufara had to take care of it. And again, it's a done deal, guys. This isn't a hard thing for Ash. It's a done deal. He's already got it figured out. But when I heard that, for me, and I think everybody can do this in their own little way, is you set a program for yourself for, say, that for me, I do it for the next 90 days. So it's June, August, September, October, November. Okay. So I go through October. And for me, I put down what I'm going to do daily. It's very, very structured, although there's some flexibility in there. I can bring in or I can take out. There is flexibility there. But I have things that I do every single day. Now, why is that important? Think about ONPASSIVE, okay? ONPASSIVE is your business. It is going to get you to the place where you have financial freedom. And with that, there are there are responsibilities. You need to learn certain things. And I'm going to give you a couple examples of the things that I look at, I study, I go over, and I try and get engaged with and understand what they're doing. But you need to do that because it will improve your business as ONPASSIVE comes out, launches, and starts to flow. You don't want to wait until all of this stuff happens. And Marty says this all the time. You don't want to wait, because if you wait, you're going to be left behind. So I set a program for myself. It's a 90-day program, and it really is spirit, soul, and body. Spirit, if you don't know you have a spirit, you do. And if you don't know, maybe you need to explore that. That's probably the most important thing we have. The next is soul. That's your mind, your emotions, all that stuff, and your body. And really work on all of those things and relate it to ONPASSIVE. And I'll give you a couple examples. I'm really interested, and I know everybody here is the same. You're interested in the financial aspect of ONPASSIVE, right? Yeah. Everybody is looking forward to those apples flowing. And those finances, they are going to flow, period. It can't help but flow because of what Mr. Mufara has done, because of the structure of ONPASSIVE, and because of what's going to be happening, because of the marketing, the traffic, the products, everything that is involved with the corporate side of ONPASSIVE. It can't help but explode. And when that does, all of a sudden the apples start landing in your organization. And when that happens, you make a commission. There's a lot more to that. I won't talk about that today, but there's a lot more than just the 25% commission we make on OConnect. It's more than that. But when you start to think about that, you have to start understanding the banking system. You have to start understanding how currencies work, how crypto works. You have to start understanding how trusts might work. All of these things are going to give you an understanding of what you need to do going forward. When we talk about banking, banking is a really, really involved subject. There's a lot of stuff going on today. If we look at the central banking system, everybody thinks, well, that's the American system. Well, it really isn't. The central banking system is an admiralty law system. So the laws that they use, they're not the United States of America, they're British law, admiralty law. And when you start to think about that, they work in a certain way. And if you understand how it works, all of a sudden, when the apples start coming in, you have a better understanding of how you can deal with your finances. So banking, really, really important to understand what's going on and what's coming. When you talk about the central banking system, you have to talk about BRICS, which is the system that really most of the world is going to. It's a silver and gold backed currency. And guys, I am not a financial planner to start with. I'm just throwing stuff out there. They're ideas. This is what I do. I take a subject and then I immerse myself in it and then I learn about it. And really, that's all I'm saying. Understand what's happening. And when you start to think about finance, which is the key to ONPASSIVE, all of these things are appropriate to look at and understand. Cryptocurrency is another one. Marty, Dan, and I, we've been in cryptocurrency for probably, I don't know, maybe 4 years, 4 or 5 years, maybe longer. I don't know. So we have an understanding of crypto, and we're learning every day. But cryptocurrency is one of those things that eventually I think everybody here will be using. Why? I think eventually, again, this is my opinion. I don't know if this is true or not. I think eventually ONPASSIVE will have their own cryptocurrency, either their own token or their own cryptocurrency. And there's a difference between a token and a cryptocurrency. I won't go there today. Again, these are things you can look at and understand. The one I really I get excited about, and I've been looking at probably for the last year, maybe year and a half, are trusts. And everybody here has heard about trusts. But there are so many different kinds of trusts. And when you start to talk about your financial situation, what you want to do is stay decentralized. In other words, you don't want to be connected to the government. And if you look at the United States of America, and most people don't know this, the United States of America is a corporation. And most trust that you do in the United States is tied to that corporation. And it's tied to the legal system in the United States of America. And when a trust is tied to the government and to the legal side of the United States of America, it's never really safe. In other words, the government can come in and get their hand in it, or attorneys can come in and get their hand in it. But there are trusts out there that are decentralized, and they don't use admiralty law. They use natural law. And one of those, and again, I'm just throwing this stuff out there so you guys can explore it. And that's really, for me, what the next 90 days is about. It's making me better, bringing more knowledge to me so that when Mr. Mufar does what he does, I have the ability to take care of what he's going to be driving into my organization, and he's going to be driving into your organization. But when you look at a natural law trust, and again, I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not recommending anything. It's just stuff that you can go out and explore. But the natural law trust is common law. So it's not tied to the corporation of the United States or the United States in general. It's not tied to any attorneys. You don't need an attorney for a natural law trust. There are people out there that will help you set it up that are very, very good. And a natural law trust does everything that an LLC will do. Everything. And when you start to get in to exactly what these trusts will do, it really is amazing. I'll give you a quick story. Just recently, a gentleman died, the Koch brothers, one of the Koch brothers died. And when he died, all that the government could find that he owned was $500 in the bank and a Chevy truck, old Chevy truck. That's all they could find. This gentleman was a multi-billionaire, but because he learned how to protect his wealth, protect his money, and how to pass it on to those individuals he wanted to pass it on to, nobody can see what he's done. It's all behind that curtain, and no one can pull that curtain back. That's what some of these financial vehicles will do for each and every one of us. This is a really complicated arena when you start exploring this, but it's so worth it. Number one, people are going to think you're geniuses when you come on and you start to explain this. And believe me, there are thousands of volumes that describe all this stuff. But if you get with the right people, they'll make you look very, very smart. So, and those people are out there. So as I start to think about ONPASSIVE, what's happening within ONPASSIVE, I put together a 90-day plan. Now, your plan could be whatever. Could be 3 weeks. It could be a week. It doesn't matter. It's a matter of self-control and discipline. And if you can do that, you're going to find that the more that you do it, the more self-control you have, the more discipline you have, and the more things you can get done, the more things you can learn, the more knowledge you can acquire. It's a really, really good time to make a plan, make a program, let Mr. Mufareh do what he's doing, and don't worry about it. Go do your thing. And Ron was right. You have to obviously take care of your bottom line right now. You do what you have to do to survive, to put money in the bank to pay your bills. You have to do that. We all have to do that. But it is coming. And it's coming, as Mr. Mufareh would say, quicker than you would think. Now, I'll end with this, and then we can toss it around, Ron. I've had some people come and say, well, Mike, that's really, really easy for you to say. I mean, you know what's going to happen in your organization. You're an overnight success. And like Marty and Dan, when this thing launches, you're not going to have to worry about anything. And I'm going, okay, I'm an overnight success. Okay, let's talk about that. It's taken us 5.5 years to get to where we're at right now. If you just came in, are you willing to take the next 5.5 years to do what you need to do to have financial independence? And their heads start shaking. No. No, maybe you're not an overnight success. No, I'm not an overnight success. Not only has it been 5.5 years with ONPASSIVE, and Marty knows this too well, it's been 15 years before we got to ONPASSIVE. And in that 15 years, it was dry. There is no overnight success within ONPASSIVE. I don't care who you are. Even if you've just come in, do not expect to make $1 million your first month or your first year. ONPASSIVE has to do what they need to do in order to bring in that financial freedom for you. And it might take a year. Once it starts, a year or 2 or 3. I don't think it's going to take much longer than that. And in some cases, it might only take 6 months. In some cases, it might only take a couple of days. And I'm not even going to explain that. I'll let you guys think about that. But that is a possibility, and it's a big possibility. So when you think about ONPASSIVE, it is not an overnight success business. It is not a get-rich-quick business. It is a business that as we get paid, it is because of the sales that Mr. Mufareh and his team do for us. Now, if you're a salesperson and you can come in and you can sell OConnect, and really, I think anybody can sell OConnect just by sharing it. Marty's talked about that a lot. But when you think about ONPASSIVE, we've been very, very patient up to this point. Continue to be patient. Give Mr. Mufareh grace. It is going to launch quicker than you think. And when that happens, everything is going to start flowing. And what you need to do, make a plan, get the discipline to do the things you need to do, And as ONPASSIVE starts to flow, just do what Mr. Mufara asks you to do. He will never steer you in the wrong direction. He will never steer you in the wrong direction. And in his mind and in his heart, he wants you to be successful, period. And you will be if you just take a little direction. That's all. Just take a little direction. So for me, I do a 90-day plan from now until the end of October. I'm looking at the 1st of November. Do I think it'll happen quicker than that? I don't think about it. I don't know. If it does, great. I'm ready to go next week. But if it doesn't, I do the things I need to do that are necessary to have an understanding of not only my business within ONPASSIVE, but how to manage it. And if you learn that, and believe me, guys, I'm just touching the tip of an iceberg. There is so many there. I just mentioned 3 topics. There are so many topics out there. Once you get involved with them and you start understanding what they are, they're fascinating. I mean, I love to read and learn about these things from people that know what they're doing. And those people are out there. Once you do that, the days go quick. I mean, they boom, 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 boom. And 90 days goes in a heartbeat. And I know Mr. Mufara knows this because he's doing so many things right now. The days, I mean, it's like the days are just seconds or minutes. They just fly by. But he is getting it done. Let's get our stuff done and be prepared when Mr. Mufara comes out and says, we're ready to run, let's go. And when that happens, everybody's going to be happy, but be prepared. That's it, Ron. I'll turn it back over to you and you can take it. I probably didn't talk about the topic, but you can take it wherever you want.
No, that's awesome. That's exactly what we wanted to hear. Wanted you to talk about. I love listening to you, and you always share some good thoughts with us and give us things to think about.
Good.
Hey, Chris, you want to follow up with something?
How do I follow that? My God, Mike just
I
gave me
know.
a complete
Marty
history.
I was going to ask Marty, but he went off camera on me.
Well, the subject is all in, correct, Ron? And I apologize for being late. I got some things going on.
No
but that's
problem.
okay.
Yeah, it's all in.
And
All
Minnow,
in on passive.
for being the most beautiful hostess, Minnow, as always. Yeah, Mike, you had a lot of really good things to say that I caught halfway into it. But I guess if I'm going to say all in, I want to be honest with you guys, which I really always am. 3.5, almost 4 years ago, when I first got into ONPASSIVE, man, I was crazy wild about it. I just couldn't believe it. Worked my whole life. Someone wants to work for me. And I started doing it more and more and more. And I had one of my best friends come up to me and he said, is this worth losing your friends over? And I looked him straight in the eye and I said, absolutely. I said, I got a lot of friends. You'll be my friend again someday. I can promise you that. But that's how I look at it. Every one of us here, I know for a fact, 'cause I've heard y'all say it, your kids, maybe it's your spouse, they beat us sometimes. What are you doing? Are you crazy? And my family knows that when I do something, I always go all in, no matter what it was, whether it was a sport, my job. If you'd have saw me at my job, if there's people that would tell you Chris Johnson was always all in, no matter what it took. Being all in on something this important, which I think is the most important thing in my life. And I've done some things in my life, but this is the first place that I feel where we're actually going to do something. I witnessed years people homeless on the streets. I heard the stories from the founders who are struggling. I do know vets that were on the street. I do know a lot of vets that are, worldwide, that they're in real bad positions. And I say, man, just don't understand that. But then I have this understanding is, why are kids hungry? Why are they thirsty? Why are people starving? You've heard the facts and numbers from a lot of people that we've got enough money in this world basically to give everyone a piece of property. And when I hear that saying, and it was I can't remember the talk host that said it, but I really like him. And I think if the world's got enough money to give each person in this world a piece of property, then what are we worried about property for? Why aren't we worried about food and water? To me, that's more important. I don't know if any of you ever gone hungry. I'm sure there are some people on here that maybe had some trying times in your life. It's no fun. I can honestly say I've never got to the point where I was that hungry, and I feel blessed about it. But when I hear all the stories when I came in Passive, it really broke my heart. It changed me in a way like, man, it's not right. I turned off everything I know about politics that I used to watch religiously. And my question I always ask myself is, and I don't care who you support, that's your choice. I always said this is, what are these people really doing for the people? And then I do listen to Ash Mafar, and I listen to all of you, and you do want to do something about the people, starting in your community, starting with your family. That's really why I'm all in. There's nothing that's going to stop me from doing this. If someone knocked on my door right now, said you can't do it no more, I still wouldn't stop. I would keep doing it. That's how much I believe in it. I've watched Mike Ellis since I got in here. I've listened to many things he says. Yep, I don't care if he gets mad at me. You are a legend in my book because you speak the truth, Mike. And like all of you, I think I've heard every single person on this panel, plus in the audience, talk. I've heard your stories. I know your stories. I feel like I know each one of you personally. Another reason why I'm all in. And you just don't come across things like that in life. When I first got my job, it was Mazda first. Man, I thought I got it made. Insurance, vacation. I didn't think about the 50, 60, 70, 130 hour work weeks. I really wasn't all in, even though I did whatever it took. Why? Because I wanted to earn as much money as I could. And in the long run, it almost killed me. It actually destroyed me. And then Ash opened up my mind about a year and a half ago when he said, Chris Johnson, and I took offense to it. Chris Johnson wasted 32 years of his life. And I'm like, what? He said that. He said that on a webinar. And I had to sit back and think about what he was saying. And then I thought back about every single day I went to work, every idea that I had that I really wanted to do, I didn't do it because of that job. It held me back from doing what I really wanted to do. You can ask my kids today. I did not like working there. I never liked it. Sure, I made a lot of friends. Don't really have them anymore, but that's okay because they're going to come back sooner or later. I've got a lot of new friends, but for 32 years, if you were to jump in my mind, as much as I joke and play around, and I have some amazing things that I've wanted to do, just like all of you. And I realized that when I got into ONPASSIVE, I'm all in because of this company, I will be able to do some, if not all of the dreams I wanted to do. My whole life, I've wanted to own a marina. Came this close one time to doing it. Backed out. Finances, it was $3 million. Nah, I just ain't gonna take the chance with $3 million. And I look at the chance that Ash all took on us, and I paid $97, which still, I laugh about it. Because when people that beat on me, and I get beat up a lot, and that's good because I can take it because I know the truth. I'm like, dude, I only paid $97, which I kind of got it back. Product, and I got a whole year of absolutely free internet is what I said, because that's all I was doing was on this stuff. That's why I'm all in. There isn't one day that doesn't go by that I think, what would I be doing right now if I didn't have an ONPASSIVE in my life? And I'd probably be fishing a little bit more, I bet. But as far as what, and I'm going to tell you what, a pension is not as big as you think it is. If you save your money for 30 plus years, and I mean, I save every dime, you might have a really good chance at a great retirement for maybe 10 years. I looked at it as a passive. Why I'm all in is because this is going to give me a pension. This is going to absolutely destroy my 401k, which is constantly coming. like Mike said, you're going to wake up happy. I've been happy since the day I started because I understood. And each week that went by, I knew I was more all in. I could not stop talking about it. And that was really not me. I've always been kind of a loud, maybe obnoxious to some people guy. But man, I couldn't shut up about it. Everything I saw. And then when I started dipping into all these other countries, realizing, oh my God, they live like that. There's got to be something we can do here. You can ask Ash Mafar. I ask him that all the time. But we're doing something about it right now. And I did my own test on this because I know a lot of people are talk, and they want to, do this, and that's great. And I think with a few of the families plus the Seeds Academy and watched people blow this thing up, and I thought, oh man, oh bless is going to be amazing. That wasn't oh bless, even though people thought it was. I just wanted to see for myself what I could say to tell people that this school needs help, this family needs help. And I got myself in a little bit of trouble with the big guy because he had countries calling him saying, how come Chris ain't doing that for us? I'm going to back off. All right. But that's the last time I'm ever going to back off. When we start bringing in the stuff, I don't care what kind of fruit you want to call it. When that freaking money comes in, I'll say it bluntly. All right. We're all going to change the world. And I don't care if it's on your street. I don't care if it's in your city, but I know a lot of people, some won't, most will. And I can see their wings just by seeing them on the panel. I know what you want to do. I'm all in. No one's going to change my mind. Not a government, not a president. I truly believe what Ash Mafar is doing because I've never seen anyone take the risk, take the chance, but know in his head to come out and say, my name is Ash Mafara. I was born to change the world. How many people have you ever heard say that? Literally. I want you to think about that. We're going to do amazing things, guys. We got some things going on here right now, but I don't care. You know why? I don't have to go through it. Ash does. He's told us, sit down, relax. Go enjoy yourself. And he come out the other day and said, oh, there's some things that are going on. Don't care. Don't care because what he said, it's a done deal. We're in it to win it. All these silly things we've been saying for 5 years. Chris, how long are you going to do this? If it takes 20 more years, which I know it's not, so don't panic, people, I would stay in it. All right? Even though my son, my uncles, my aunts all think I'm a lunatic, but I tell you what, my aunts and uncles, the day my mom passed away, and I've openly admitted this, Ash Mafara, what can I do for you? Nothing, man. I'm good. And he filled my entire house up with flowers. All right. That's why I'm all in, because this is what he does. But you guys, a lot of you don't know what he really does, and the world doesn't know. But I tell you what, very soon, in my opinion, the world is going to know who Ash Mafara is. The world is going to know ONPASSIVE. The world is going to know these founders that are all over the world in every country. And as Mike said, there's going to be some pretty dang smiles. So that's my reason. I'm all in. Ron or Minnow, back to you. Thanks.
Thanks, Chris. That was great. Thank you very much for sharing all that. It's 3 o'clock in the morning for this young man, so we're going to go over there and let him talk real quick. Collins, man, come on down.
All right.
Hello,
Thank you very much.
Collins.
Hello.
Welcome.
Yeah. No, I know I would join, but I sorry for coming late. I was just up and I said, why not hop in and just say hi to everyone? So Maddie asked me, do you really sleep? And I said, yeah, sometimes I stay up just to study a little bit and then go to bed. Yeah, so just want to greet you. I think the topic is all in. And yeah, if I look at it, just going by what Chris said, now I think a little bit of what Chris said. Chris said the only risk in ONPASSIVE is you, and that's true. There is no risk in ONPASSIVE. If we look at it very well, the only risk is you, if you are not all in. Why do I say so? It's because some people want to play like I call it hide and seek, like you want to be cold or warm. The only thing is there is no halfway. Like there are certain things we always say in IT, there is no half letter. It's all, you must be full. There is no half traffic. Let me put it that way. Mike Ellis is a traffic marketing person. Do we have any half traffic? No, there is no half traffic. There is full traffic because traffic is human. So if we look at it, you must be in 100% full in, because if you are not in, it is difficult to know what ONPASSIVE is all about. 100% true. You must believe, you must have the trust. We all joined by trust. We trusted Mr. Ash Mufara so much. We believe in what he is doing, and we know what he wants to come out. We change the world flat out, and that's why we are in ONPASSIVE. For those who still doubt, it's because they are not all in 100%. And if you are not all in, do you have any story to tell? What story do you have to tell when ONPASSIVE is all out 100%? People will be celebrating, like Chris said. People will be celebrating. No, there will be tears of joy. But now, like today, I was saying something with the tech guys, and Maddie was there, and I said, you will see tears of joy. I think I shared this with Julie today. But there are people who will be crying because they saw their wallet and money in their wallet. But if someone walk up to you as a founder and affiliate and asks you, wow, I can see your lifestyle changing. Do you have any story to tell? What is all about ONPASSIVE? I promise you 90% of those who want it to come now will not have any story to tell. There will be no story because you didn't follow the journey. Mr. Ash said, this journey will never happen again. It is true. No sweat, no gain. There are times that we live as family, because ONPASSIVE, I always see it as two faces: the product and the money side of it, and the family side of it, the union that we have created, the friends that we've made around the globe. Those who are not all in will never have this type of friends, because there is nothing you can say. You just have your little community and your old friends. But ask yourself, will you be able to live with all what you will have with your old friends? It is difficult, because the day you get up, because you never created any community in ONPASSIVE, and you tell them, I am going this way to spend a holiday, they will never come with you because they need to go to work. They are not in ONPASSIVE. How can they follow you? If they follow you, they will not be able to do what they are doing to earn a living. You either bring them with you so that they will have that time with you. Do you really have the time to tell them? No, because you are not all in. So there is nothing to tell them to educate them about ONPASSIVE. So the journey of ONPASSIVE is we, the people. We made ONPASSIVE. The founders, they made ONPASSIVE. During time of COVID, we saw it. The only family we had was ONPASSIVE. We met people all over the globe where everything was shut down. Nobody can travel. Where do you commune? It was within ONPASSIVE. That is part of the journey. Everybody will have a story to tell when the time comes, where you will sit in your own quiet moment, start to think, flashback. You have flashback when you join ONPASSIVE, from the time of Go founder to O founders to OES and beyond. There will be story to tell, laughters, who did what during webinars, how people make you laugh and cry, and all of those things will be memory, together with what we will obtain within ONPASSIVE. That is the pure joy. Money is not all about it, but the family we have created, the bond we have created, is only when you are all in, can have this type of family. It is something that will never happen again. Never we will ever see this again. This journey, the moment Ash will open that door and people will start to build their business, the journey will not happen again. Nobody will be there to even tell you how to click this button, because people will be struggling to build their button, to build their business. And what will happen? They'll be talking to people that, that you've been part of the journey, those people that are part of the journey, and the friends that you've made within ONPASSIVE. That is what we call all in. The all in is about community building, before the finance will come. Why Mr. Ashfara is doing what they are doing to bring it out. We are building the community in ONPASSIVE. So I will leave it there, Ron. We can talk on and on about ONPASSIVE, but that is the beauty, and that's what I would say this. Now let's keep on the faith and let's continue to light the fire, because the time is coming where we will be smiling every day. I'll leave it. Thank you, Ron and Lino, for inviting me.
Thank you, brother.
Thank you.
Like Muhammad says, fire, 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 fire. So, all right, let's go. Sherry Dirksworth has her hands up. Sherry.
I think a couple people had their hand up before I did. I'm not sure.
You're the only one I see on the screen.
Oh, I thought I saw like
I thought I saw Brenda on there.
Me
but-
too. I only see Sherry.
oh,
Yeah.
okay. All right. I just didn't want to take it because I know I see other people. Anyway, hello everybody. I'm out here in the USA in California. It's beautiful out. Anyway, all in. Well, I'll be having my 6-year anniversary actually on 8/3/20. This year will be my 6-year anniversary. So you ain't getting me to fly out of here. No, no way. Mike Ellis, you did an amazing job on giving us some tips on what to do in the meanwhile. So I enjoyed that, and I've been doing a little bit of my homework on that. Not a lot, but I need to do a little more. Everybody who spoke did an amazing job. Collins, I'm with you. It was the journey. It's the people I met here. First off, it was the 2 audios. I knew what Ash was trying to say, where his heart was, where this company is going, why it's going that way. And it's all about serving to others. And I don't mean, I mean service to others as in giving to others, whether it be a smile, whether it be opening the door, whether it be helping your neighbor, whether it be helping other countries. Look, I always knew deep down in my heart when I was little that other countries were bad off. But now that I've joined ONPASSIVE, now that I'm in ONPASSIVE, hearing the amazing stories from people from around the world, what they really are going through, things that I kind of heard, like I said, and deep down in my heart knew that things weren't right with the water, the no roads to get to the hospitals on time, the kids with no shoes, all of that. This here is the true movement. I'm not going anywhere. I'm all in. And those people who will come in, and when they finally realize what Ash is really trying to do, and I know there's people out there who already know what Ash is trying to do and they don't like it. They don't want it. There's some people who don't want, they don't like change and they're scared or whatever. Or they don't want a more positive way, a more equal way, a more balancing way, a way to help our world. Some people just aren't on that page. Why? I don't know. Maybe they'll get that way once they see the smiles on more people's face, once they see more happiness, they see more things really happening in a positive way here on this earth. Because it's not just the ONPASSIVE ecosystem. We're not just one thing, and we're not just one person, and we're not just one product. We're not just one digital product. We're a gazillion things, as I always say on my lives. We're a gazillion things. And with that, with the ONPASSIVE ecosystem, which is just phase 1, folks. Can you imagine what the other phases are going to be? So I'm all in because I'm excited to see this world change in a much more loving, more positive, equal way. I'm waiting to see my neighbor up the street who struggled there for their life. I'm waiting to see the change. Because it's not just how the old blessed thing is not just about giving in hand, but getting down deep into what that is. So those people who are homeless, the vets, the whatever, it starts with here. Something's happened to them along the way. I have friends that I know who are homeless. I feel so bad because I wish I could help right now. I can't. It hurts me. I just know that when I'm ONPASSIVE is going to make so many smiles, so many happiness throughout. So I'm all in from from now until eternity, till I'm called to be up in the higher place. And this is driven, by the way, by a higher power, like Ash says, and he's so right. And God has given him, whatever you believe in, God has given him the power to make it through whatever is happening, whatever going on, from the moment he started this company until you know, like he said, he's going to be here to see the movement. That's what he was put here to do. And that's no lie about that. He's put here to do it. And he will do it. He and his family will have the strength because they have all of us who are all in. And there'll be many more people who are all in once they get this word on what this company is really about. Helping others around the world, helping correct the corruption that's everywhere, and help humanity everywhere. That's all I have. I love you guys, all pieces. I'm all in. Who's all in? Raise your hand. Shout, I'm all in.
Thank you, Sherry. Thank you very much. Oh, mercy. Let's go to Gina Leva. Jean.
Thank you, Ron. Oh gosh, I came a little late, so I came in the middle of Mike's share. Mike, thank you so much. I mean, this information is so important for us, and luckily we have each other to get us through that, because for a lot of us, that kind of information is overwhelming. It's, oh my gosh, I'm in ONPASSIVE, so I don't have to think about that stuff. You know what I mean? So I'm glad that we have a family of people that are very savvy with the finances, and they can hold the hand of people like myself that aren't as much. So thank you for that. But I really wanted to talk about something that Chris said, and that is, it's going to make me emotional. He said, someone said to him, is it worth losing a friend over, losing a friendship over? Excuse me. And for me, and I'm not saying this from a place of having lost a friend, so don't feel badly for me. I'm moved by this concept, is that ONPASSIVE is bigger than any individual relationship, except for our relationship with God. It is, there will be people in our lives that will not want us to change. They will not want us to grow. They will not be comfortable with the massive changes that we go through when we have this influx of wealth, influx of change. We'll be involved in massive changes around the world. It's going to catapult us into situations that our friends, family, neighbors, whatever, they may not be comfortable with it. And we have to be strong enough to say, my relationship with ONPASSIVE is more important. This mission is more important than your comfort with my growth. And so for me, I know that there will be times when we are faced with this, when people, you know, it could be our very closest family members. It could be our best friend that is uncomfortable. And we have to be able to be strong enough to say, this is transforming humanity. It's more important. And I would love for you to join me on this journey. But if you're not ready for it, I still have to move on. I still need to move forward. And I want you to come along with me. And I know you'll join soon enough, but I need to forge ahead. And so it's just for me to be all in, is to be so committed to this mission that when the forces of other people's discomfort with our growth comes at us in many different ways, it'll be hard, but we can lock arms. I use that term a lot. We lock arms, we hold hands, and we move ahead together as a family. And this is where I thank God for each and every one of you in my life, because I know you're the ones that are going to help me get through that. You're the ones who are going to help me with, you know, the financial changes and all of the education that we all need. And so I just say, let's give thanks for this amazing family that we have. Because you're the ones that are going to get us through. And I thank God for you. Thank you.
Beautiful,
Thank you, Jean.
Jean, as
Thank you,
always.
Jean. That was great. Let's
Thank
go over
you.
to the lady with the big rabbits. We're there in Australia. It's Norel.
Good morning, everyone. How are you all? Lovely to be here. As usual, I try and, be here at least on this day, which is Saturday here.
Miss
Well,
Nural, can I say something before you go on, please, my dear?
sure.
I'm asking whoever wants to come to this webinar, to the panel, please assign a name to you so we know who you are, and we want you to come to your camera, or I'm afraid I'm gonna have to remove you. Thank you. Go ahead.
Thank you, Manu. Yes, wow, powerhouse this morning. Mike, I came in just fractionally after you started, but I know what you were speaking about, and I've looked into some of that before. You know, one of the things is came into some money many years ago, and the thing is I wasn't taught how to look after it. I wasn't shown what to do with it, and that money soon dwindled because I didn't know what to do with it. You know, I think back many times over the years and think, my gosh, I should have done this or I could have done that, you know, and now I'm learning a little bit more in ONPASSIVE about, you know, getting these things and preparing for these things because it is important. You really don't understand what it's like to have money. You know, you work, you get a paycheck, you have some savings in the bank, but we're talking bigger than that. You know, we don't know how much, absolutely we don't, but we're talking bigger than that. We've been told to prepare, you know, think bigger, dream bigger. You know, have you done that or just thought that you'd just go up a scale or a level and just get that bit better car, you know, or that little bit better, you know, house or something like that, because it isn't about that bit bigger. Okay, it's a lot bigger. And when you come into money, or money is coming to you because of your investments, or money is coming to you from ONPASSIVE, you need to be prepared. So what Mike shared tonight is really important about having that plan, whether it be 90 days or 60 or 2 days or whatever, is about preparing for that. Find out, search for it, research it, go to somebody you know that can help you. Find out about it, particularly in your country, because in different countries, the laws and requirements are different there. But look into it, please. The other thing is about all in. Oh my gosh, you know, I get emotional too, because when you all get emotional, Jean, it's your fault. Sherry, it's your fault. The thing is with emotions is because it takes you back to a point in time when ONPASSIVE came into your life. ONPASSIVE came into my life not because I was looking for a business, not because I was there desperate for money or wanting to do something. I wasn't looking for that. I was looking for my great niece Mimi to help raise funds for her so that I could get those extra funds for her to have the necessary treatment she needs to help her walk. That's what I came in for. My heart was for that. You know, my heart changed, and it's changed so much over the years. There's a quote by Richard Branson that says, "You don't learn to walk by following rules. You learn by doing and by falling over." And how many times have we all fallen over? How many times have we thought, this isn't happening yet? This is, you know, we're continuing on here. What's happening? What's Ash doing? What's happening to Ash? You know, how many days a week do you think about ONPASSIVE? Because I know I wake up with it and I go to bed with it. And I put myself all in because that's what I needed to do to find out what this was all about. I didn't come in for that business, remember. I came in for a bless. And all of a sudden, I'm starting to see different people, you know, different attitudes. I've never had to deal with so many different people in all my life. And sometimes that's difficult, you know. Sometimes it's harder just to sort of go, okay, well, that's that person's perspective of it, or that's person's thought, or things like that. So your life becomes quite consumed about changing things, not for yourself anymore. This isn't just about me and Mimi anymore. You know, my girls, my son is very much in. He listens to everything I say and probably knows more about ONPASSIVE than most ONPASSIVians because he hears me talk about it all day. My 2 daughters, absolutely not, you know, and they're words of absolutely. I know that they want to look after their mum. I know that they're scared that I'm going to do something. But the thing is, I haven't lost any money. You know, what I gained in the meantime is far more important. You know, so I just want to say that when they say be prepared, it doesn't mean, you know, make sure your knickers are all folded nicely in your top drawer. It doesn't mean to, you know, empty out the rubbish in that spare room. It means to prepare yourself both mentally, you know, to clean out those cobwebs of what we've been taught, you know, those old teachings which have been hard to, as at my age, sometimes they're hard to break. They're hard to break an old thought or pattern. But as you go forward and at least acknowledge that there is a difference, there can be a different side to things. It's not just one way. Just because you think you know, just because you think it's been like that for 50 years, where it doesn't matter. In life, politics, which I never go into, and I don't like to hear about. It's nice to know. My mother always said, Narelle, you should watch the news because you need to know what's going on in the world. Well, I know what's going on in the world, and I can tell you that I do not want to be involved with it in any way. But I just want to say today, thank you for allowing me to come on. It's always beautiful to have a platform where you can just come and be yourself. The topic today was all in. I think I've proved to myself, firstly, that I love the dear Lord above. And he gave me this opportunity when I was searching and praying for a purpose in my life. You know, sometimes we're just looking for that thing. Okay. And ONPASSIVE just happens to be that thing. And I feel very, very blessed and very, very grateful. So thank you.
I think that's beautiful, Narelle. Yes, we know you're all in. No question about it. All right, let's go up to Mr. Mark Olson at the top corner there. Mark, open up your mic and tell us what you think to say.
Hey. All in. In September of 2020, Kevin came to me and he's like, I got something for you to look at. Took a look at it, and you know, when I believe in something, I go all in. I mean, that's just the way I am. You know, I saw that, and I jump in where I can. You know, I mean, we all got lives. I've got a lot going on in my life. You know, came in September of 2020, and November of 2020, I was diagnosed with leukemia, and ONPASSIVE saved me. Just the friendships that I've made in ONPASSIVE. Man, I know people all over the world. I didn't know that before ONPASSIVE. You know, I get to learn from people like Mike Ellis and Mike Williams and Marty and Chris and Julie. I mean, just all of you. You know, I before this, I knew nothing about computers, knew nothing about any of this stuff, and Ash said, "Don't worry about it. I got your back. Got your back. You know, keep going forward. Just do what you got to do. I got your back." You know, I mean, him, the team, all the people that he's gathered up. You know, I mean, they said, just live your life the best you can. You know, and I got through that year. I went into remission about 10 months later, went back to work. I was passing the word of ONPASSIVE out to the truck drivers, having fun, gave me more reason to get out into the truck stops and just meet more people, passing the word. You know, that's what, for me, that's what all in is. When I get an opportunity to talk about something that I believe in, I talk about it. Now it's into their hands, out of my control. I go on to the next person. You know, I take care of my sister. I do what Ash told me to do. You know, simple directions. What are they directions to? They're directions to a life beyond my wildest dreams. So dream bigger, he says. dream bigger. Take the actions. And I mean, I work another program that's just like this, except for this is more of a family. This is more of a family, but I can intertwine this stuff. That's what Mike. I always see Mike's hands go whoosh, intertwine. This is what's happening. Don't worry about it. Live your life. I couldn't ask for anything more. But yet, I know. I mean, none of us have even paid for this. We paid $97. They gave it back to us. We paid $143 for 3 months. We've had it for over a year. Who cares if it's down for 3 weeks? Like everyone says, I know what's coming. So yes, I'm all in. I'm all in. I've got faith, I've got trust in a power greater than me, and that power greater than me today is named Ash Mafara. He's a power greater than me. And so are all you. So are all you. That's what I've learned throughout my time, my extended time, is you all have a message of hope. And that's what we carry out into the world. Hope, faith, trust. As long as I stay honest, open-minded, willing, just to learn, so I'm glad you all give me the opportunity to turn into something I always wanted to be, but never knew how to do it. And you are teaching me that one day at a time. That's all we got, one day at a time. So yep, y'all have a great evening, and I will continue learning and continue teaching, because we're all teachers and we're all students. So that's all I got. Thanks.
Beautiful, Mark. Thank you. Thank you very much for sharing. Let's go up here to Mamadou. Mamadou, open up. Give us a short version, handsome.
Yes. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to all my beloved family. Thank you very much, Uncle Ron, for allowing me to say something. Can you hear me? Good. I am all in ONPASSIVE. Why? Because looking at what ONPASSIVE is going to do for me and what it has done for me, I have nothing but to be all in. As you all know, I work 24/7. And that's the mindset I have as an employee. That's where I depend on to take care of myself, my family, and help my extended family. That's what I know. But when I see ONPASSIVE, what ONPASSIVE is going to do for me, that it will change my status from an employee to an employer or an entrepreneur. Looking at what ONPASSIVE is putting for me, I have to be all in, because what I have gained since I became a founding member of this blessing, I cannot quantify it. The mindset alone, which I have developed, I cannot quantify. And looking at what I am going to do for myself, for my family, for my communities, and my country as a whole, I have to be in. I have to be all in. That's why since I become a founding member of this noble blessing, I am all in. Nothing. I sleep, I wake, I go anywhere, I do anything, my mind, my thinking, my thought, everything is about ONPASSIVE. That tells you that I am all in. And thank you very much, Uncle Ron, Miss Mino, and all the rest for allowing, for creating this avenue for us to express ourselves, to express our appreciation and thanks to our beloved brother for having this blessing and share it with us, which is going to transform our lives, our communities, and our countries wherever we came from. So thank you very much. I am all in ONPASSIVE.
Good deal. Thank you, Mamadi. We know you are. Thank you for sharing. Let's go to the Bahamas, Mr. Raphael Jermaine. Mr. Raphael, come to your mic. I have to apologize to you not getting with you while you're here. It's a rough week. So.
up? Hey Ron, thanks for bringing me in, and yeah, I'm sorry that we didn't get together while I was there in Orlando. I just got back home late this evening and a little big, but hey, what a wonderful time I had. Sorry guys about getting in here late tonight. You know, I missed Mike's presentation and everything like that, but I get the gist of what you guys are talking about. You're talking about being all in. Well, guys, you that know me, you know that Raphael is all in. There's no sugarcoating it when it comes to ONPASSIVE with me, guys. Guys, like I always say, I got some blood left in my ONPASSIVE running through my veins, and I am happy to be here. I get some criticism sometimes about why I still doing this. Guys, on Monday, the 29th of this month, is going to be my third birthday on ONPASSIVE. I'm the kind of person that when I get into things, if it's not working for me, I get bored very fast. I have not seen one bored day since I've joined ONPASSIVE. It's always been a ride that keeps going up. There's no downhills. You know, we go through some stuff, and I am old enough that to know that in business, there's a process with everything. Nothing happens the way we want it to happen. You know, we have things planned right to the T, and by the time you get to the middle of it, we have to go back and change plans. You have to redo this, and guys, it's all business. But hey, how awesome, how joyous it is to be able to trust in the process and to know that it's going to work for you. You know that in the end, you're going to have smiles on your face. I did a little video while I was in Orlando, Ron. I was in the pool. I got in the Lazy River. I got in the water shoots, you know, and I said, how awesome will it be when we really get going? I can meet up with my ONPASSIVE family. Yes, that was the family reunion, a little family reunion we had over there in Orlando, but I am all in. Looking forward to the ONPASSIVE family reunion where we all get together, we all celebrate together, we all relax, and don't have to worry about where the finances are going to come from when we get back home to take care of the bills. You know, that's the video. We're going to be so comfortable with what we're going to have that we don't have to worry about how am I going to take care, how I'm going to take something from here to do it over here. Guys, continue trusting the process. It's working. Hey, and we're going to be in a very good place. Thanks, Ron. Like I say, I'm sorry I didn't get to meet up with you, but hey, it's coming. Like Chris says, it's coming. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Raphael. There will be another day. We will be together.
Yes, sir.
I apologize for not getting with you. Let's go to Miss Pat Parent. Pat, want to open up and say something?
Hello, Ron. Thank you. I wasn't going to speak because it's been a while, but you know what? when time lapses, we all lapse. And when you set back and you sit back and think, like I have been over the past few weeks with health issues and surgeries and stuff, I had a lot of time to think and really think about ONPASSIVE and what it has given me and what it is going to give to each and every one of us. I've been doing lots of planning and different things, maybe behind the scenes. I haven't been outspoken as much, hide behind the camera, I guess you call it. But you know what? In that time and journey of that season of sitting and waiting, and preparing myself for what's coming, I had to really stop and think. So I started writing my biography, my own story. And yes, Chris and Marty, I will share it on your live one day soon. As the good Lord said to me last night after a whole minnow as I was laying in bed, this is your shining. This is your opportunity. Share God's word that He's giving you, but to share about the story ONPASSIVE has given me. The story, the journey. It breaks me up because there's so much joy. But I'm going to leave that for Marty and Chris's live, because I think that's where my beginning was, the day that Marty was in PNG webinar. And we heard them talk about how they had to walk for medical, for water. I still remember that very first video I did that was 45 minutes long. It's on my YouTube if you want to watch it. But I re-listened to it last night. And the love that I felt in PNG that night, it gave me love inside, which I was longing for years. But to make a long story short, I am in on that 1000% through and through. Even if you don't hear me every day or see me, I'm doing something. I think Mike has seen my book and a few others, the booklet I wrote. One day I'll finish publishing it because they told me I had to add more pages. But now I want to work on my biography to tell me from beginning to end. It's going to be a long, because eternity is forever. So I'm here and you're here. So let's all stand together, walk together, hand in hand, but pray together. And as we know, as I read about Peter coming to have an illness and surgery possibly, let's all take time to pray for him, because this is what us united means to me in Succeed Beyond. That's why I put the you in beyond, because it is you and us being united as one massive ONPASSIVE family. And I am so blessed, grateful, and thankful for each and every one that has blessed my life since 5.5 years. It's totally mind-blowing, but my story is for Chris and Marty. I hope you got an hour or 2 or 3 maybe. No, just joking. Love yous all. God bless. And thank you, Ron, for asking me.
Thank you, Pat. Bless you. Right. Let's go to my friend down there in the bottom, Eric Kessler. Eric, can you open up and share with us? All in.
Yeah. You got to be all in when you're not passive, because all your brothers and sisters in it won't let you do anything else. Just joking. Pat Parent, Pat, P stands for precious, because that's what you are, my dear. I think about everybody on here, and you look around the panel, everybody in here is all in. We already know that. Isn't it funny how all in has the same initials as AI? Is that a coincidence? I don't know. But it's fun because when we all first started, we were individuals and we had our own aspirations. Most of it was to make a few bucks to get by in this life and live a better life. And then, of course, we all know, it became more. I feel sorry for all the people who don't come on lives and who don't come on webinars and things, because they miss out on being all in. And being all in is, it's like we're all part of this body and we got different things to do. There's people that are great marketers, that's their thing. There's people that are do lives and shine the light on other people. That's what some people do. That's what we're doing now, and that's all great. But we're all part of this body. And when you become all in, you become immersed in that. And you know, you don't just stick your toe in it, you jump in down to the top of your head, and you start soaking up all this in a sponge of all the love of the people that are in here. So it becomes more than you thinking about yourself. You look around to your brothers and sisters that are in here, because that's really what they are, and you realize that you don't want just for yourself. You want them to have everything that they want too. It's not just you, you know, and it's not just your success, it's their success. And when we all become successful and non-passive, which is going to happen, it's going to be an amazing thing. And it's more than just, you know, artificial. This is real deal. And all those people that don't immerse themselves and jump in and go to the webinars and become a sponge and soak in the love and the aspirations of other people are really missing out. To me, that's the biggest part of On Passive. I know the success is going to come and the money's going to come, and I can't lie to you. I'm looking forward to that. But what we got now, my deal is songs. Well, Mama Cass Elliot used to sing a song. There's a new world coming. It's coming in peace, it's coming in joy, and it's coming in love. That's what OnPassive is. I mean, that could be their song. That could be our song, because the love that we have and the caring that we have for each other brings that peace to us. We know that if we're down or whatever the case is, we can come on a live, or we can come on trivia, or we can come on whatever, and that body that we're part of is going to help us rise up above those instrumental things that happen in our lives. So that's what unpassive means to me, and all in means being all in and soaking it up and appreciating it. It's like Colin said, it's only going to happen once. This is our ride, this is our trip. And man, let's all just soak it in and just love every minute of it. Because when we become successful and these things happen, that's not the end. That's just the beginning. That's when, so it's, sometimes I think some people, including myself, sometimes think, well, when OnPassive takes off and the success comes, that's when it's happened. That's what we're here for. But no, that's not what we're here for. That's just part of the ride. That's part of the cake, part of the recipe of the cake, I should say. And having all you and being able to come to these things and being all in is icing on that cake. So that's how I look at it. That's all I got.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
And let's go to Canada, Mr. Hector. Hector, open up your mic and share it with us.
Hi, how are you all?
There you go.
It's been a long time since I've been on camera, but I remember. I'll just make it short and sweet. I'm all in. I've been all in since February 1st of 2021. And it's all because of one of my best friends. Actually, he is my best friend. And he called me up and he was just telling me, you know what? I got something you got to listen to, got something you got to see, and you got to do it. And I just laughed at him and I said, no. I said, I'm too busy, man. And he goes, just do it. I said, who's your best friend? I said, you are. He says, then shut up and do it. So I hung up, and then I just couldn't do it, but I did it that night. And then I never slept. And really, I probably haven't slept since. I'm a very busy guy. Daughters, and that's my why. I didn't really know how I could leave a legacy for them. I work pretty hard. I work 16-hour days, and it's just not enough. I mean, hearing Chris's story of working 32 years for Ford, and yeah, okay, you got a pension, you get, you did your due, you worked hard, but I mean, it's just the world is not built for people to succeed. So I heard Ash Mufara speak, and that was it, really, in a nutshell. That's the bottom line. I did my due diligence for a couple of weeks, and I went to all kinds of webinars and listened to people, and I was involved in some of them, but then I got real busy and I just couldn't do it. And I'm just thankful that I'm here. And there's so many people on this panel that I've listened to over the years. Kevin Rutledge, Mike Ellis, Marty DeGarmo, Gene Oliva recently, Minnow and Ron. I mean, this is a great platform you do. And I've been wanting to come on for a while, but I'm actually kind of an elusive fella. I can't really get to this thing that much, but I am all in. And I've gone about and set up some family trusts and some stuff so that when this thing goes and Ash pulls the pin, I'll have a smile and I'll have tears all at the same time, because I know how hard it is, and I feel for all the people that aren't with us anymore, that were founders. It's terrible, but you know what? I really like every single one of you. I've listened to every single person on here, and you guys are priceless. And I mean, I consider you my friends, and I would hope you would consider me one too, because once this thing goes, I'll tell you what, I am going to be the most happy, relaxed guy you've probably ever seen, because I'll be able to help people. And that's what it's all about. So anyway, that's all I have. Thank you. Love you all. And just keep the faith. And I am all in.
Deal, Hector. Thank you. Thank you for sharing.
Thank you, Hector.
All right, let's go out there to Washington and have Miss Lori Lynn. Lori Lynn, open your mic and speak to us.
Hi, everyone. Oh, I tell you, what a journey this has been. It just doesn't stop. It just keeps going and going and going. Anyways, yeah, there's, we talk about being all in when we were paying for our O Connect and putting it into our shop and everything. I went all in. That was the only thing that mattered to me, was to make sure that I had all my ducks in a row on that note. And I did it. I got it done. I am set, and then, the family thing that we've been doing for all these years here. The book that's going to be wrote, the movie, I mean, it's going to be so much going on. And anyways, the struggles that God watches out for me so much. And he every moment that I'm at a block, he opens the door. Anyway, oh, I wasn't going to do that, but
That's love, Lori. That's love.
anyway, I know it. I was once going to do that. Darn it. I just want to say that it ain't about the money anymore. It's just, about everybody that, that we've learned things from, and we've, gone on, and we just teach each other more and more as we go about life and things that, will be coming. And I know the world will change to an explosion of goodness, because God's facing us right now. Anyway, okay, I'm good. Anyways, I want to thank Ash so much, for doing what he is doing. I got to thinking, like, I wanted to have this yard sale, and I couldn't do it by myself because I physically, have knee bone on bone, blah blah blah. Anyways, but I was gonna find me someone to help me pack out stuff, and get it done because I have too much and I need to get rid of some. But anyways, it's just gonna go great when Ash blows this up, and it doesn't matter how long, I could be under the bridge and I'm still gonna be okay. That's what I said before. So anyways, thank you guys. I love you all.
Yes,
Thank you,
thank
Laurie. We
you.
love you too.
Thank you.
Feelings are mutual. Listen, we have a man from the PNG in the house. Let's go to Joe in PNG. Joe, can you open up your mic to talk to us?
Ron, I'm texting him. I don't think he has a mic. He's got a camera, but no microphone.
That's right. Hmm.
Hi, Joe. I know you can hear us.
All right. You don't think he can talk?
Yeah, I'll keep texting him, see what's going on, and we'll get him on here.
Okay. All right. Let me go to my minnow list here. I lost track. Oh, let's go to Julie Peralta. Miss Julie Brown Sugar. Down in the islands.
I was hoping to hide tonight. Thank
We're
you, Ron.
watching
Thank
you,
you.
Julie. We're watching.
Thank you, Min. How can you not be all in? Tell me. We may be involved in so many different associations, clubs, and we have differences. Even church, you may have differences in church with church members. Look at ONPASSIVE. We have different religion, different race, different belief, different upbringing, yet still we are able to sit together and help each other grow as a big family. Love each other, pray for each other. When one person is ill, not doing well, we have prayers around the world coming your way. This is being all in. I have no other choice but to be all in. I have nowhere else to go but be with ONPASSIVE, because this is where I am going to realize my dreams coming true. I have made a few this uncomfortable situations with certain family members, but for now, I have been able to make peace. We are at peace with it because they have realized that I am not going to back down from ONPASSIVE. I am all in. So they have no choice but to accept me as I am. And we have to be headstrong. We have to continue praying for Mr. Mufaro because he needs all the prayers and support. Mr. Mufaro is one of the persons that I have been privileged to know, and I trust him with everything that I have. And wherever he leads me, I will go because I know he is being led by a higher power. And hey, this is my love, my God. So I can't go wrong with him. We can't go wrong with him being at the head of the ship. So let us remain focused. Let us continue to build a loving family and a proper mindset, create a proper mindset for ourselves. And if we are able to create a proper mindset, all of those distractions and the naysayers around the world, it is not going to affect us. It will be like water running down a duck's back. So stay positive, be blessed, continue praying for each other, especially our CEO, Mr. Ash Mufara. Thank you, everyone. I love you guys. Thank you for such a wonderful forum where we can share our love and support each other. Thank you, Minu. Back to you.
Thank you, Julie. Beautiful.
Thank you very much, Julie. Let's go to the Carolinas. Let's go to Mr. Key Wendell.
Evening, Ron. Evening, everybody.
Good
Sorry, I have to confess, I fell asleep after eating some dinner, and I'm too used to our 9:30 time. And Mike, if you spoke, I'm sorry I missed you, buddy. But just being honest.
Playbacks are going to be free, so don't worry.
Okay, don't charge too much. You know, guys, I think it's pretty obvious. I don't have to say a whole lot about being all in. I think everybody here gets the concept of that. There's some things in this world that are triggers for me, and you know, one recently happened. You know, you burn my flag. You piss me off. I think of all the men and women that, you know, have laid their life down. I know that there's some of you here that have served, and what that means, Eric, Mike, I'm not sure who else has served. I mean, Marty lost a brother, and you know, you attack our homeland, you attack our flag. If that doesn't get your blood boiling, you know, then you're not all in. And just like when anybody attacks Ash and ONPASSIVE and goes after Chris and Marty and Mike and says derogatory things about one of us, you know, doesn't get your blood boiling a little bit. And you know, it's like, I'd like the old country song, I'd like to spit some beech nut in that dude's eye. And then, you know, and I think about diamonds in retrospect. A lot of people say, man, it's going to shine like a diamond. Diamonds don't shine. Diamonds reflect. And all of you here, every time I hear you speak or you touch on a subject, and then, you know, you share that with somebody, your life reflects within my life. And I think that's what ONPASSIVE is. I think we all will reflect upon this society once we get going, and people are going to say, man, who are these people? And I think it's just a big deal. But yeah, pray for Ash's family, all he's done for us. Who else would do what Ash is doing? Who would have the potential to, and you know, on a scale of things, we play the game, and the game is won with dollars and cents. I mean, you go to a fishing tournament, everybody wants to see who's got the biggest boat. You go in a neighborhood, you drive around, you want to look at houses. Well, you drive around, you look for the biggest house. You go to a car show, you look around, who's got the nicest car. We all do it. I think women even do it more than guys do. You go out to dinner, you look around, you see what woman's got the most beautiful dress on, you know, or looks at her shoes. And I can't tell you what shoes are, but I see some of you shaking your head up and down. You know, us guys, I think we do it with cars. But what I've come to realize is we have become really comfortable with one another, and we come out, we can share personal things and what's going on with us in our lives, and we even get emotional. You know, Lori, you know,
I think it's being all in that for me to feel your emotion and know what you're going through and all of us. And I think that to me is being all in on passive is we've all come to know each other. I know Eric's got a little dream of having a really nice little car, badass little car, but that's and I just shared something with him, but we all have come to know each other and we all have come to defend Ash and to defend on passive. And I think that's what being all in is. And I'm all in.
That's good. That's good, Key. Thank you. Let's go over to Canada. Talk to Listra.
Holy don't.
Hello, everyone.
Hi, Listra.
Hi. Well, I started this journey in January of 2020, and I can say that I've been all in since then. I haven't looked away, I haven't looked back, but I stayed focused. This company is nothing like I've ever seen before. I've been in quite a few, but this is nothing like anything else. This is so different and so special. This is why we're all here. We're all here because we know what Ash is doing for us. We know what he has done so far, and we know where it's going. This is why we're staying focused and plugged in. I know that's why I am. So as we keep looking forward, forget where things are right now. Ash has it all worked out. Every one of us should believe that. We know we're moving ahead and nothing is going to stop ONPASSIVE. Being here with everyone has also helped me along the way. Just the feeling of family, of the love that everybody shares. When somebody's sick, yeah, we all ask after them, we pray. And I believe in prayer with everything in me. I've always done. I don't talk about it a whole lot, but I have been a Christian since I was a teenager. And I believe in prayer. And I know that we have to keep praying for each other, praying for Ash and everyone else. And this is going to keep moving ahead. I have gained so much inspiration from many of you on here. Your videos, your lives. It has helped me along the way. I'm still learning. Before ONPASSIVE, although I was in businesses before, I didn't know a thing about the computer. I've learned. I'm still learning. And this is why I can say I'm in and I'm going to stay in, because of the inspiration that I get from everyone every day. I am all in. There's no place I'd rather be right now. Nowhere, no time. I want to be here. I'm in this for the long haul. I don't know about you guys, but I am in for the long haul. And I know we've got, the rocky roads and so on ahead, but I'm staying. I'm going to stay plugged in, and I'm going to continue on this journey with Ash and every one of you on here, as long as the Lord allows. Just as long as he says, yes, you're going to go, you're going to be in this, I'm here. So thank you, Ron, Manu, and everybody else. I love you guys.
Thank you, Listra. That was beautiful as always. We have a couple of hands up. Should we go to William DeLore, Ron?
Sure. Absolutely.
William, come to your camera, please, and unmute. There you are.
Hello, Manu. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Oh, yes. I wanted to say what Key Windles was saying about people that gave their lives for other people. And we're the ones that are still alive, and we still have things to do to progress, to move forward and help others. And I think that's what it's all about, is if you're not in, you're not helping others. So what I want to do is, like what Mike Ellis says about fixing your underlying issues and then moving on to help others. I think that's very important. Is there any other businesses that have done that? No. And I found out one thing, that I tried to, like as a big brother, what does that mean? It means adversity. It means challenges. And I'm certainly going through challenges. I have the scars to prove it. And my sponsor in Georgia, I am going to get away from the winter, and I'm going to be doing business with them. And I was trained in Windows. So Bell has given me a card. I have $2,000. I can upgrade to Windows 12. It's coming out because there's going to be no more, what do you call it, updates in Windows 10s. So I was trained. I'm not going to other Windows like, you know what they're. I'm going with the ones that I'm knowledgeable about. So that's what I want to say. It's time that we move on and help others. Thank you.
Thank you, William.
William,
That's
thank you
beautiful.
very much. Mike Ellis, do you want, I know it's getting up to your bedtime here. Do you want to have any final words before you disappear on us after listening to all these people?
Yeah, I'm not going anywhere, Ron. It's
Okay.
Friday, but yeah, I really didn't talk about All In initially when I talked. And I guess I have a different perspective than most people. Marty, Dan, and I, we've been working together for a very, very long time. And we always tried to get in front of people that knew more than we knew. I mean, that's just who we are. We didn't need to work with people that didn't know anything. And we wanted to learn as much as we could. And knowledge really is money. If you learn, the money will come. It's just the way it works. And Marty knows this story. I mean, we found, when we were together for a while, we found a gentleman, and he was a guru. He was a guru online, and all of us thought, well, yeah, no, we want to work with this gentleman because we know he's done extremely well. He made over $1 million in a day. And Marty, being the pit bull that he is, he always gets in front of the people that brought us on board and are running the show. And we got in front of this gentleman. We worked with him for a year. We spent a lot of money. And after a year, we kind of looked at each other and we're going, well, we've been here a year. We haven't learned anything. He hasn't taught us anything. And we started to realize that we knew more than he knew. And that journey went on for quite a while, always trying to get in front of people that were really, really successful that could teach us something. And we never really found anybody that taught us anything until we met Ash Mufareh. And all in for me, it wasn't ONPASSIVE, it was Ash Mufareh. And, you know, the first time Marty Dan and I got in front of Ash Mufareh and we listened to him, we were just speechless, because he talked about things that we were trying to accomplish, and he talked about all of them, and then he added some. So we knew when we got in touch with Ash and we connected with Ash, that ONPASSIVE was the place to be. And really the moral of the story is, you know, Mr. Mufareh, he has such a depth of knowledge that he can teach all of us. And you don't have to learn everything that Mr. Mufareh knows in order to benefit from the knowledge that he is putting out there for everybody. And I can tell you flat out, that learning process has never stopped with Marty Dan and I. I think Marty agrees with that too. We learn things from Mr. Mufareh every single day, every week, every month, if you listen close enough. And the depth of knowledge that he's given to Marty Dan and I, and I think to most of the people on this panel, it truly is remarkable, because it gives it, you know, it doesn't matter what happens with ONPASSIVE. I know ONPASSIVE is going to move forward. I know it's going to be terrific. I know that the structure of ONPASSIVE is going to set everybody free. But because of what Mr. Mufareh has taught us, from there, once you have the knowledge, you really can go any place your mind will take you. Now, because of Mr. Mufareh, because of his deep understanding of not only the business side, marketing side, the everything that's involved with an ONPASSIVE product side, there is no other place to go. ONPASSIVE is the place to be. And being 100% in, being all in, I mean, that's just kind of an afterthought. I never thought of going anyplace else once we talked to Ash Mufareh. And then as I've listened to him over the last 5.5 years, and it's funny, the first time I listened to Ash, I thought he was a dreamer. I was going, yeah, I mean, they're great dreams, it'll never happen. You can't do what you just said. Well, he actually did what he said he was going to do, which just absolutely blew me away. And I knew this 5.5 years, not 5.5 years, well, yeah, about 5.5 years ago. So being all in, it for me, it's an afterthought. It's always been that way. And being able to listen to Mr. Mufareh as he comes on and talks about not only where we are, but where we're going, it's just a really exciting place to be. And I know everybody here, you're not going anywhere. And the reason I know that, I don't really care where your mindset is. I don't really care what you're thinking. I know there is no other place to go and have the kind of success that Mr. Mufareh has put together because of the structure of ONPASSIVE. It's just a really, really good place to be. That's why I wake up happy every day. They're just good days. So that's why I'm here. That's my all in. And I can tell you, listening to Ash today is even better than the first time we got together with Ash and listened to him. It's gotten so much bigger, so much better. And the things we don't know are more exciting than the things we do know. And that's going to blow everybody away. It really is. It really, and that's why this is the place to be. It is innovating. It is changing. It is never stagnant. It is always moving forward. That is Ash Mufareh. And honestly, that's everybody here. There's nobody here that's stagnant. I can guarantee everybody will go to bed tonight wondering what's going to happen in 2, 3, 4 months to you, to your bottom line, to your financial freedom. That liberty that ONPASSIVE will bring to everybody here. Again, it's a good place to be. I know everybody agrees with me. I probably didn't need to say anything, but yeah, we're in a good place. Go ahead, Ron.
Thank you, Mike.
Yeah.
Appreciate it. Listen, it's going on 11 o'clock. I'm going to go to Bruce Gerstein and let him speak. And then I'm going to ask Marty DeGarmo to speak, kind of wrap us up. That's all right with everybody. So, Bruce, open your mic and speak to us.
Thank you very much. Can you hear me all right?
Yes, sir.
Good. I always say to never let your disability become a handicap, so I'm going to talk even though my voice is not good. Anyway.
Bruce, Jean has a message for you. Jean Oliva.
What?
Since I came late, Brucey, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, my Brucey. Happy birthday to you.
Thank
Love
you
you,
so much.
Bruce.
I really
Wow, happy birthday,
appreciate
Bruce. That was special.
it. I want to thank everybody for so much love that you gave me all day long. It's amazing how many, I don't know how many hundreds of happy birthdays I've got from around the world, but it's just amazing. So I want to tell a little story about myself, and then I'll go on from there. I hate mosquitoes. And one day I was driving with my friend in a 190 SL Mercedes, and we broke down with the shop off about 10 miles from the gas station. And so I prayed to God. God always answers with yes, no, maybe, wait, and you gotta be kidding me. And he said to me, you gotta be kidding me. And I said, please remove me from the mosquitoes, remove the mosquitoes from here. And a pickup truck on the other side of the road stopped about 10 minutes later and said, are you okay? I said, well, I'm not really. We're sick here. Could you ask somebody to please bring a pickup truck to get us? And after he left, I realized that God answered my prayer. He wasn't going to remove the mosquitoes. He was going to take us away from the mosquitoes. So there's a story of discernment and a story of a lot of what Master Pharaoh, God bless him, says to his life about learning how to discern what Master Pharaoh is saying. It takes a lot of time and listening, as Mario and Mike and Dan and more you all know already. So all that comes down to I've become 100% committed, but my mind still wants to doubt things. So I had to keep telling my mind to keep coming back until it gets better. Because the mind will always deceive you when something's wrong. So I just tell it, shut up and just keep coming in spite of everything. So that's my commitment. And seeing so many people love me was just amazing. Because sometimes I don't feel that good about myself. And sometimes God wants to give me a little pick me up. So I thank you all from the bottom of my heart for that. I also wanted to say, Sarah, I love you. Love you to pieces. And you're very special. Everyone here is special. But it's just all of us. Just remember that whatever goes on, there's always a divine reason for it. And there's a divine reason will lead us to a place that we've never been, but a place that we need to be at. So it's very important to keep going on with that. So I'm not going to belabor myself too much longer, but there was something else I wanted to say, and I probably, my mind probably forgot it. But I have that boom behind me because that's what we have here. We have this giant boom going on. And as long as we keep going, we're going to feel that boom. And it's going to blow up the whole world. It's going to blow up ourselves. We're going to, oh, this is one thing I want to say. Oh, it belongs to another fellowship.
Thank you. Thank you, Bruce. We love you. Happy birthday. Thank you so much.
Thank
So
you,
with
man.
that, we go to,
Can I just say one more thing?
yes, one more thing.
Thank you. I belong to another group, and one of our mottos is our message is hope, and our promise is freedom. And that's exactly what the message of ONPASSIVE is too. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Bruce. Thank you.
Thank you, Bruce. Glad you had a happy birthday, buddy. 29 is holding in a 74-year-old body. You're doing all right. All righty, let's round this thing off here. Let's go to Mr. Marty DeGarmo if he would open up his microphone. And we know he's all in because he's all in. We're all in because he's all in.
No, I'm
And,
gonna break the news. I can't stand on passive, and I can't believe we're here. No, listen, I know one thing, and this is just my observation. Okay. My observation, I'm gonna tell you something. Call me psychic, but I know right now of 40 people that are all in, not just me, at least 40. Now, I don't want to mention names. You guys can figure it out for yourself. No, look, like Mike said, everywhere we went when I joined up with those two maniacs, I always made it a point to find out who's running the place. Yeah, I did it here with Ash, actually. But I made sure, I want to know. And I would find them and somehow get in touch with them and wind up chatting with them and finding out what they're doing. And the reason that is because what I was looking for was ONPASSIVE. I didn't know it then. You know, as time went on, as we were learning skills, you look up at that hill and you see that cloud line on the mountain and you say, oh, I want to get to that cloud. And we would get to the cloud. When we got above it, guess what? Another 10,000 feet was another cloud. We thought we were on top. What we found out as we were going, no matter what we do learn, the system's against you and you can't bring people with you. So for 20 years, I was looking for Mr. Mufaro, like Mike said. I was looking for someone like him. Now, obviously God works in mysterious ways. I prayed for something where I could meet people around the world and be in a business where everybody can win. Now, that sounds like a fairy tale, okay? It sounds like Red Riding Hood and all that, you know, the porridge. But it's reality. So when I'm here and I was gifted to be here, I have no thoughts about out. I don't even know what that means. It's not that I'm all in. This is me. There's nowhere, there is no backwards, there's no side. I mean, when you're looking for something for 20 years, 7 days a week, and you find it, and it's even better than you thought, come on, where am I gonna go? What do I don't even think about it. Now I'm spending time, all I do is try to inspire people to think what the possibilities are. Because everybody here knows what it is now. They all know what they have. We don't know the whole answer and the end result. It doesn't matter anymore. We know what is done and we know that man that's running it is unbelievable. So yeah, I don't know anything but all in. And I believe we're all the same. I mean, there's no doubt about it. I wouldn't hang with somebody or talk with somebody for 2 hours if they weren't all in. It would be a waste of my time. So other than that, Mike, it is past your bedtime. I'm just kidding. Mike's the best shape in the whole place, right? And we're telling him like he's some crippled old man. All right, thank you. That's all I have.
Beautiful.
Thanks, Marty. Appreciate it. Appreciate you and appreciate Mike, Chris, and everybody else on the screen. And I would like to got to everybody tonight, but it would last until 3 hours in the morning, and it's past my bedtime. Okay, so I'm going to thank everybody for being here. I'm going to thank Miss Minnow for keeping me straight. She is the iPhone queen, and I want to thank everybody for sharing their heart tonight and why they're all in this great company and ONPASSIVE. And I know we're not going anywhere. And we will be here with each other until we perish, I guess. So
I would say a
God
couple
willing
of
and the
words.
creek
if I
don't
may.
rise. Go ahead, Minnow. Yes,
All right.
about time.
So I apologize for a few of you that did not get a chance to speak. And at the end, I'm going to say being all in is about demonstrating it through our actions, our dedication, and our belief in the transformative power of ONPASSIVE. It's a journey of growth, perseverance, and success, where every effort counts and every contribution is valid. I love you all. Thank you for being here.
Thank you, Ron. Thank you, Manu. Thank you, everyone.